Hi guys. Okay, so I have not been posting a lot on YouTube because I haven't been able to read much because I didn't want to tell you, but I guess I should. I am writing a book, rewriting actually, because I wrote it way back in high school. And I don't know, I'm just getting like so discouraged with all these videos that all of a sudden, literally by divine timing, got recommended to me on YouTube to like not go the traditional publishing way and to do self-publishing instead, only because of like the way Amazon does self-publishing nowadays, that it's so much better than it used to be like before. Like self-publishing, like no one would want to do it before, but now they do, because it's more of a blurred line that you can't really tell anymore nowadays what's self-published and what's not. But anyways, that's what I've been busy doing. That's why I'm not posting as much. But I did get to read a kind of like a summer vibe type of book, or I thought it would be. It's really not. So this book came out I think a year or two ago. It's called Haus. So first of all, this video is a conglomerate of the book review for this book that I just finished reading, as well as a book suggestions for like Pride Month. So like any LGBTQ plus, sorry, I just moved my stand. Any LGBTQ plus books that I've read. Obviously there's like a lot more probably out there. Just the ones that I've read that I liked, I'm going to recommend to you. I'm not going to recommend to you something that I didn't like. So let me just briefly review this book. So this is Haus. I love the paperback cover way more than the hardcover. So this is Haus. So let me tell you the story with this. So this is by Vernon, by the way. And then this is the back, and then this is the spine. I love how it looks so, the water droplets look so realistic. So let me tell you about this book. When I first read it about a year or two ago, I stopped at like page 100 or something like that because sorry to the author, but I honestly got like really annoyed by the main character as well as the detective. Like I got so annoyed. Like I don't know what it was. I just think it was like not meant to be at the time, but for the past like 2 or 3 months, I didn't have really, well, I did have stuff to read obviously from all my videos, but I was thinking of like what to read next, you know, like a kind of like a queue. I don't have a TBR list like most booktubers do. I have just like things in mind of like what I might want to read, but I never have like a physical TBR. Like I'm not that, like that's just not how I work. But something kept nagging at me to get this book and read it and retry again. So I picked it up, and well, I actually had to repurchase it because the other one was the hardcover. So I had to repurchase this, and I actually really liked it. I don't know what it was, but it was like whenever he starts with the detective and like all of that up to page like 120 or like 130 is where I got annoyed. And then I just like pushed myself and read it in like 2 days, I think. And it just like got so much better. And I really like how it turned out. So, you know what's funny? I was going to say, why do LGBTQ books, why are they so like violent or like murder involved, or it's just like, why does it seem like there's always negativity around like the fictional books, maybe even the non-fictional books? And then I realized I can't really say that because the one I'm writing is LGBTQ book as well, and it is violent at times, but like that's just like the story that was downloaded to me. I'm not even gonna get into it, but it's just like it's funny how I realized that when I literally wrote my own story, and it's pretty violent as well. Kind of violent, not like nowhere like this violent. But this was really good. the ending was quite a twist, actually. I thought the ending was going to be so different, like how it played out. It felt like there was like 3 twists, at least for me, because I felt like I could kind of figure out the book, but I actually was wrong. So I actually liked the ending that I had in my head more than the ending that was written. But I'm really excited to read his next book. I haven't read his first one, but I'm excited to read his next book that comes out. I don't know when it comes out, but this one's about 300 pages. Okay, so that's one of the ones that I would recommend to read. And yeah, it is a thriller. It's not so scary. It's not really scary at all. It's just like kind of stalkerish, kind of murder vibes, and a lot to do with sexuality too. So if you're not into that stuff, I wouldn't read that. I wouldn't read it, but I say you try reading it first, because you never know. You know, it depends. Every person's different. So read that one. I would read this if I were you, especially if you want like a gay thriller. Where did I put the books? Okay, and then the next one I'm going to recommend is Just by Looking at Him. I have a review of this book. It's by Ryan O'Connell. He is from the show Special, and I think he also wrote another book too. I think it's called Special or something like that. He's from the Netflix series called Special, and I would say there's a tie between this and Call Me by Your Name as being my top favorites, because they are just so good. This one doesn't really have much violence in it. I don't even think there is violence in it, actually. But honestly, I never say this, but I think this might be a type of book that I might want to reread later in the future. I don't know when, but like later in the future I might want to reread this, only because it had such an effect on me. The writing is so funny. So if you want like a funny LGBTQ book, this is literally the one to get. This only focuses on like gay guys, so if that's your cup of tea, that's this book. The cover is really cute too. It looks like and like with the white border, it feels very much like something that would be like in a French or like Italian museum to me. So it is very much the vibe. It's very much a summer vibe too. And then the back, the reviews, and then the spine, and then the dust jacket. I mean, not the dust jacket. The inside, I don't know what they call this. I don't know what they call this, but that's what the inside looks. It's black and that's white, not silver. I don't know if it looks silver or not. But that's that. If you want to know more about that one, just check out my review that I have on it. It's super funny, and I love the dynamics that are in this book a lot. The next one is obviously, sorry, I'm gonna have to throw the books. They're landing on my carpet, so they'll be fine. Okay, another one. Okay, so they're not damaged, I promise. Trust me, I'm like the biggest freak about my books getting damaged, so they're not damaged. The next one obviously is Call Me by Your Name, and I love this cover way more than the original. Sorry to the cover artist for the original one, but this cover is just like so, like, hello. This cover is like the cover, and why is there holes there? I don't know. There's like dents on my book. I don't know how. I don't even travel. Anyways, so this one is like the tried and true, literally. I love how this reads like a stream of consciousness. I love the writing style for this. It was so good. This is like the epitome of like a romance book to read in the summer. I know we're in June right now. We're like halfway through June, so I'm like kind of late on this, but this is like the book that you want to read when you're by the beach, when you're at the lake, when you're by the river, when you're anywhere that it's a vibe where there's a water feature. Literally anywhere there's a water feature and you're traveling, like this is the book to read. The sun is out, this is the book you're reading. It reads like a stream of consciousness, which is why I like Magnolia Parks a lot. So I like these kind of books. And then this is the spine, and then this is the back. I don't know if they still make this edition. I'm pretty sure they still do. Like, come on, like you have to still make this edition. But I bought this like right when the movie came out. So I did end up watching the movie first and then reading this. Shockingly, because I've never reviewed this, so shockingly, both the movie and the book are perfect. I think both the movie and the book are perfect. I think, what is his name? I forgot his name. I know Timothy, and then I forgot his name, and I always can remember his name. I can't think of it right now. But both of them, like, legitimately had chemistry in the movie, and you can tell it's not fake. Because, side tangent, the cringiest thing ever is when two actors that are supposed to have chemistry don't have any chemistry at all, and it just feels very fake. It is like the cringiest thing that you can do. Like, you really couldn't hire someone else. No, because like, if you're intuitive, you don't even have to be intuitive. Like, you can just tell that it's like phony, you know, and you can tell that they're acting. They had something that was real. I don't know what it was, but they had something, because I love how my lighting keeps changing. It gets brighter and then it gets darker, and then it shouldn't even be doing that because it's in a setting where it shouldn't be doing that. So very weird. So yeah, I love how they had their real chemistry. Why is it getting brighter? So they had really good chemistry, and I would really recommend this one. The book is incredible too, so props to that. And then of course, I waited so long for the sequel to come out for Call Me By Your Name. I feel like a lot of people don't know this is even out. Like, come on. This came out, I think, 2021 or 2022. I don't know, but I have the paperback version. So this is Find Me, which is the sequel to Call Me By Your Name. Obviously, Call Me By Your Name was way better than this, but this was still interesting. You know what? From when I first read it, I read it like the month it came out, I think. That's the spine. You know what's so weird? I can't remember like much of this book. I don't know why. And I read it like when it came out, like the month it came out, and I can't remember like most of it. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I can remember almost like everything from Call Me By Your Name, but not this one. So I would still recommend this though. I do recommend this just because it's a sequel and just because it's another gay romance one. So let's add a graphic novel to the mix. I was going to do a review on this actually, but I never did, just because I don't know, because I just feel like I don't need to do a review on comic books. I'll do like the yearly wrap up of like the comic books that I read, but not like monthly reviews. I don't know why. This is Midnighter by Steve Orlando and all these other names. This is the paperback edition. I had seen this in my comic book shop. It's pretty thick. I had seen this in my comic book shop for a while, and I ended up getting it like several months after like stalling of getting it. I love the cover. It's so cool. I did not, oh, and this is the spine, and then the back. I did not know that this character was gay, to be honest. I just really liked it for the cover. Let's be 100% real. We all buy things because of the cover to make it very aesthetic for Instagram or whatever social platform, or just for your vibe yourself to show off on display. Like, everyone buys things because of the cover, even if you read it or not. Just because the cover is good though doesn't mean it's good. But this one actually was really good. So I love the dynamic between, I don't think I'm allowed to show any of the art inside, but the dynamic between him and Apollo is so cute. Maybe I can show you, yeah. So I'm gonna show you his husband or boyfriend, I don't know. But this is him, Apollo, Midnighter and Apollo. They're really cute together and I ship them so hard. There's a ton of other graphic novels that are gay focused, but my books are okay. That are gay focused, but or LGBTQ plus focused. They also have like the DC Pride. whoa, there was a lot of dust on this book. The DC Pride, those two, and then there was a lot of dust. I don't know what other characters are like LGBTQ, but not that I have read so far. I'm only recommending things that I've read. Okay, and then this, so good. Docile. I remember seeing this at Barnes & Noble. This is the spine, and then this is the back. I have the paperback version. The hardcover, the pink is slightly a different, it's more like salmon-like. This registers, I don't know how I'm gonna edit the color, but this registers on camera on the monitor right now as like a pink, but it's more of like a peachy, blushy pink. Anyways, so this is set in a dystopian society. I saw this at Barnes & Noble and I was like, what is this? And of course the cover got me. I really liked it. It was really cute. And it's very thick. It's really good. It's quite violent. There's a lot of submissiveness, submission. If you're not into that, I don't think you would like this book. But it is a novel between two gay guys in a crazy dystopian society, but this is definitely one to read for sure. And then of course we have Yes Daddy. Okay, I saw this. You know how Barnes & Noble has like the bookshelves of like the new fiction, new nonfiction and all that? This was in one of those shelves, and I looked at my friend when I went with her and I was like, girl, obviously I have to read this because first of all, the title, like how funny. It's like funny. And then just like, I don't know, just like I just had to, right? So that's the cover. This is hardcover. I don't know if there's a paperback version. The spine, and then the back, just the reviews. And then the inside. I have not read this since, that's how it looks. I have not read this since 2021, I believe. I think it came out in 2020 or 2021, but I think I purchased it the same month that it came out. This one, I don't remember all the stuff that happened in it, but I do remember that there is a lot of violence in this one, and it's another one with just gay guys, I think. But this one is quite violent. I think this one and Docile might be the most violent ones out of the suggestions I'm giving you. But for Pride Month, like this one's really good. And it's just like, this one's really crazy. I remember it just being really crazy. I think, don't quote me on this, but I faintly remember there being like a weird, creepy group of like males. I think it was like, not a cult, but like, I don't know, like a weird little society that they had. It was just like very weird. And if you don't like sexual violence or stuff like that, if that's a trigger for you, I would not read this. But if you still want a thriller, suspenseful, crazy like gay novel between gay men, that would be this one. And also Docile and Bathhouse I would recommend if you want like violence. But if you want love, definitely Call Me By Your Name and Find Me. And then just by looking at him would be like the funny one. And also there's a lot of sexuality being explored in that one, in terms of not between like genders, but between activities done. That's how I would recommend just by looking at him. And then Midnighter is just a super cool gay romance character that they just like fight for each other, and they fight along each other, bad guys and villains, and it is just like, it's just like perfect. Midnighter is like perfect. I just wish Midnighter had like magical abilities. I think Apollo has magical abilities, which is why I like Apollo a lot. But oh my god. And then I guess I could recommend Young Avengers because of Hulkling and Wiccan. So that just literally popped into my head. So there would be another amazing duo that I would recommend for Pride Month, just because I actually ship them so hard and they're really cool. I can't wait to see them in the MCU, and hopefully they do show up together on the big screen and not just like Disney Plus. But that would be really cool to have the Young Avengers. So that's the other thing I would recommend. I don't know what other books I would recommend. How about you tell me in the comments other LGBTQ stuff that you would recommend, that you have heard of, and then tell me in the comments too that you've just heard of it and not actually would recommend it, but just like know about it. So let me know the ones that you know about. That includes comic books, graphic novels, series, anything. Just let me know, because when I type that into like Amazon, like there's not really too many results, and I feel like there should be, so I feel like I'm doing something wrong, but I don't know. Like maybe I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but let me know any recommendations that you guys have for other LGBTQ content. And I myself am writing one that hopefully will stand in the shelves with these someday soon. But yeah, that's a work in progress. So yeah, I think that's it. So go read these. They're really fun, really cool. And then let me know what you guys think about them in the comments.